I was gonna turn on my flash, but when I do that, it looks like this. It's a little bright out here. Anyways, I'm just on my break at work. It's about 3:45 a.m. Because if you don't know, I work graveyard shift right now, so that way I can homeschool my daughter. We started that this school year. I wanted to do it honestly before I signed her up for kindergarten. I didn't get around to doing it, and when you're a single mom and you have to work, trying to like balance schedules and all that crap, like it just wasn't gonna happen. And then first grade, well, kindergarten was okay. She had a really good teacher. Couple pain in the butt students, but that's typically how it goes when you're dealing with like 5-year-olds. But then first grade, her teacher was atrocious, and I don't like, I'm not saying that just to say it, like legit. I had some other parents who lived in the neighborhood warn me about her, but at that point in time, we were already doing like the back to school night, meet the teacher, and so it was too late at that point to change anything. And she really was awful the whole year. My daughter is an empath, and because of how things are with her dad, she feels the need to make sure that people are okay and will be nice to her. And so she was constantly taking presents and treats to her teacher to make her happy so that she'd be nice to the students, which shouldn't fall on the shoulders of a first grader, but that's a whole other ordeal. But then there was this one student, and I don't know if she had troubles at home or whatever, but she was a pill, like beyond a pill. I have other choice words, but not to be explicit on here. Anyways, so she bullied my daughter the whole school year and broke things, took things from her desk, like would just, the list was kind of endless, especially for a few months. And I finally messaged her teacher because my daughter came home from school, and her necklace that she had gotten, this little girl broke it because she had a necklace, and like, because Tenley had one and she didn't have one, and she wanted it, so she like ripped it off of her neck. So I emailed the teacher because I just feel like the public school system doesn't do anything. They just don't handle situations very well. So I emailed her and said, I've raised my daughter to be kind. She's very patient. She's very outgoing. She loves people, but this has continued to happen. She's pulled her hair. She's pushed her, like all the things on the playground, you know, like little kids do, but continuously, like where Tenley was telling the teacher and telling the other teachers, whether she was in art or PE or whatever, what was happening. And other students were also telling on that student that she was being mean to Tenley, and just nothing was happening. So I emailed the teacher and explained the situation, sent a picture of the necklace, and said, if you guys don't solve this problem, I'm going to, and we're going to have a problem. I raised my daughter to be kind, but the next time this little girl lays her hands on her, my daughter has the okay to knock her out. And so if I get called in the principal's office at that point, you're going to have bigger problems than just a broken necklace. And she emailed me back, and she's like, well, we'll make sure we get her moved and all this stuff. And it still kind of continued to happen, where my daughter constantly was like, I'm sick, I don't want to go to school. So that was a big turning point for me. And then I have to finish up real quick because it's about time to clock back in. I don't want to be late because then I get dinged. But so this last school year, she was in second grade, and towards the end of the year, like March, April-ish, they want you to re-sign up for school for the next school year, right? And usually I'm on top of it. I get it done, whatever, in March when they send out the email reminders and you go on and have to like re-enroll your student, blah, blah, blah. Well, I didn't for some reason. And I saw the email and I was like, oh, I'll do it later. Well, then it was the end of the school year, and here it is, the middle of May. They were out in a couple weeks. And then I was getting emails from her teacher specifically and from the principal like, oh, you need to enroll your daughter. Like, why haven't you done it yet? And I'm like, oh, shoot, I don't know. And then apparently my daughter was telling everyone that she was going to be homeschooled. So I took it as my sign from Heavenly Father that I just needed to homeschool her. And so I didn't sign her up, and I had to fill out the addendum or whatever to have her removed from the public school system and la-di-da. And they're like, hey, just do that so we can get class sizes and blah, blah, blah. So just kind of, it was a happy accident, I guess. So that's why we decided to homeschool. And we actually didn't start school in August like they did. So our school system, they started like the second week of August, where my nieces and nephews who live up in Cache Valley, they didn't start until the end of August. But we didn't start until the day after Labor Day because I just didn't see the point. And honestly, it has been lovely. It's been hard since I've started Graves to be like awake and conscious and not a zombie to get it all done. But the first couple months I wasn't working. Just, it's been a crazy year. So I wasn't working, and honestly, we get school done in like an hour, maybe two, especially for reading. So she doesn't have to be at school all day. She gets to play. We've gone to the park. We go on a lot of bike rides. We go for walks. Like, anyways, it's been really amazing. So that's kind of our story as to why we went into homeschool. I mean, there's a lot of stuff taught in public school that I'm not okay with personally, especially as of late, and just the way that they handle situations, especially bully situations in my school district, is a problem, because there's tons of moms on the Facebook pages for our school district that are like, we're having problems with bullying, we're having problems with this, sometimes from teachers, sometimes from other students. And I'm like, yeah, and they don't do, I'm sorry, but jack shit for it. They just don't. And if my daughter's not safe, I'm not going to send her. So that's why we're homeschooling. So our homeschool is called Wildflower Academy, because you got to stick with the theme, you know? And actually, a couple years ago, that's the name that I wanted to do. So that's what we're doing. And so that's our story as to why we homeschool. But if you have any questions on curriculum and stuff, just go ahead and leave a comment. If you homeschool, I'd love to know what you use for curriculum, or if you just kind of wing it. Right now we're just kind of winging it, but how you got into it, why you homeschool, like, is it distance, is it the schooling system, like, why do you do it? I just want to know. So let me know. Bye.